Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Prepare to be caught. Here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no one dares to make a sound. Round and round and round and round, no one wants to be first found.
Good morning, everyone. Hey, we gotta talk about some stuff here. There's some sheesh going down in Moscow, Idaho. Man, I'm telling you what. The police reports are worse than ever. I mean, worse than ever. Thank you to my subs. You're so appreciated for bringing all these to my attention. And to a creator as well for doing this. Thank you. I'm going to go back and read the other ones, but I just literally made a video and posted one that just went live. And then this one pops up. My sub sends me this one. And it's, I mean, there's just so much going on. So we've got, this is the 28th, so this is the day before the one I just posted. Noise complaint, 1100 block of King Road, stated that she heard a loud party for at least 2 hours, people yelling, bass, music, all sorts of stuff. Officer responded, no report, of course, because that's frat row. That's off-campus frat row right there. They're not going to do anything about it. I mean, even the tickets on Banfield that the night of the murders was fake. They never were even, done anything about. They were thrown out. I mean, they weren't even in court, I don't think. And that these guys are just, playing the game like they do when they're on the body camera. Maybe Rosendahl even said, hey, you're going to be on cam. Remember, you know the ropes, guys. Maybe that's what they teach them in those little classes that they take, that they do for them. All right, you guys, this is what you got to do if you want to, keep your funding and da-da-da-da. I mean, who knows?
I'm one of the people. Okay. You guys were born to a noise last night, sounds like. You guys were having a party last night.
We weren't here last night.
Last night we didn't do anything. Is there an Elena Shepherd that lives here?
Who's Elena Shepherd?
The person that was born for the noise last night.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, one thing I will tell you is we didn't do anything last night.
No worries. Neighbors are calling in again saying the music's good. Okay. You guys really turn it down.
Sure.
Sounds good.
That being said, the ticket's going to...
Did you see how Casey just turned his body and looked up at the 1122 King House? Well, he did that for a reason. I mean, he's not just turning his body. I mean, this is something that they're... I don't know what the heck they're doing, but they're doing something that's not cool. They're doing something, that is against the law, obviously. And the cops, I believe, are going along with it. Jeez, this is a crazy town.
I think we got to come back out here and, the music keeps coming up and neighbors keep calling.
Understand that, yeah. We'll definitely turn it down. I mean, you're probably off, maybe like very low volume, but we'll definitely turn it down.
Yeah, you can have a party. You can have...
So I also want you to see this. So it makes me feel like they so totally are just playing the game, these frat guys. Because look off to the left, all the way to the left over here, and watch these guys just laugh. I mean, they're just snickering like, we got to play the game, and it's just bizarre.
Music just not loud enough for people are calling and saying, hey.
Sounds good, no worries.
Yeah, we should have... I know we were going to go talk to them before, but...
Yeah, maybe do a lap with your neighbors.
Yeah, we should do that next
That's
time.
a good idea.
Yeah. You live here?
I'm
We both-
one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both
Let me grab
2 to
your name.
4.
My name's Elliot, E-L-L-I-O-T. IOTT.
I mean, look at him laughing.
And then Lund, LUNDH.
Middle initial?
I have 2 middle names. PF.
Date of birth for you.
99.
Good phone number I can reach out.
My bad.
What's the area code on that?
Area.
Okay.
So it's my number is very similar to my mom's, so I confuse it all the time.
Happens to the best.
I have hers memorized.
Keon, happens.
To board.
I think you guys are lucky. The little lady who lived there was gone now. I think it's a rental property now.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely need to
sorry.
check them.
DEB. I apologize.
This is our first time.
Sorry about that.
I understand.
DORD.
But you guys obviously know the drill,
Yeah, no initials.
right?
What's that?
You guys obviously know the drill.
There you have it right there. You guys know the drill, right? You guys obviously know the drill. They throw classes on this. And they record them in the police reports. Like it'll say that there was a public, I can't remember what they're called, public something or other, that the cop, and it's the cops putting on this class. Just like when they were talking to the Panty girl that was the house right next to this one. I know I don't like to call it that either, but that's what, gets us all to know what we're talking about. Sorry about the yawn. They asked her about it. Have you had one of our talks? I've been to one of our talks. I'm sure that the frats are way different than the sororities. Just by how I've seen them being treated, just totally different in this last year and a half. But these guys, man, they get off easy. You know the drill, right? You're right. You know the drill. It's like, God dang. I mean, they're pretty blatant about it. They're like, yeah, we know the drill. Just keep cool. You're on body cam. It's being recorded. Blah blah blah. That's how it makes me feel, and that's how it even looks, and it's portrayed that way. Wow.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta be smart from now on. For sure.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah. It would be. It definitely would be.
Perfect. Again, are you guys freshmen or?
Oh, we're seniors.
We're seniors. Okay, so you know the drill. You know how this goes.
Of course.
Since you guys live here, you're responsible for the music.
Okay.
So we have to come back out. What's a noise complaint ticket up to these days?
Oh God, it's like 350.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to pay that.
That's the first.
We don't want to pay that. And next time we'll definitely check.
The later at night it gets, the more expensive it gets.
Okay.
So spend the money on beer instead, not on tickets.
Yeah.
Keep the music down. Have a good party. Make sure everyone's over 21.
Yeah.
If we do have to come back out here, you two guys are each getting tickets. Got it?
I understand. That's
So it's
fair.
on the
Fair
rest
enough,
of you. Make sure the party stays down.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
Take care, guys. Okay, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Good semester. And in some cases, like when we get here and that stereo's going,
Yeah.
I would also go contact them because it was non-specific.
Sure.
And if I'm warning them, I better go fucking warn them too.
True. And that's the bottom row of the house there?
Which one? Over here? That one? That one's up on, goes through that driveway. The guy's walking right there.
Oh, yeah.
That side there. Guarantee the stairs are going to come right back on as soon as we leave.
Well, I saw that big, tall JBL on the back patio there, so I'll just go chat with them.
Okay, I'll come with you. You want to walk up or do you want...
So I just saw that big giant GBL on the back deck there, and I'll just go chat with him. What makes him think when there's a call for these guys, both of them out here, that's his responsibility? I mean, he's acting like he's been here forever. Like he's got some pull in this department. I mean, the way he walked off from the house just a minute ago, he's a badass. That's how it makes me feel. He's all cool and stuff. By the way, look at the shoes on the lines. This will capture a few of them, but people have been wondering if there was shoes up by that King house. Well, it looks like there are shoes up there hanging, as well as down here.
Yeah, we'll walk up. Start things off.
Just, it wouldn't be fair, if you're warning these guys, you better warn them.
Yeah, good point.
Moscow 11.
Okay, another thing. Look at all these look-alike cars up this little stretch right here. Look at all of them. There's like 8 or something like that. 6. I mean, There's a lot. There's even one in their driveway. Keep an eye on this. It's crazy.
I'm still on the department channel. Moscow 111.
Wonder what that means. Apartment channel.
We're clear of 1127 King Road. We're going to be out at 1122 Queen Road. Same problem.
So that hollering that you just heard, I bet you that is the guys at the house they were just at. They were just warning these guys up here that the cops were coming up here. Although I do believe that Rosendahl knows exactly what's going on up here, because there's stuff going on right now up here. So see where Rosendahl is off to the right, the one with the dark hair. There's that vehicle that's right in front of him on the left. There's a person sitting in that car. And then there's two up on that little drive as you go past the house. To the right, not the first car, but the second car has people in it. And you can see people up by the Queen apartments there as well. It's hard to catch them, but they're there. Also, just watch how Rosendahl walks directly back around the house up to the back patio. He does not stop. He really doesn't even look up at the other guys there. He pretty much keeps his head down. He might glance over there, but he's not even concerned about them. He's going around back. For one reason or another, he's going around back, and he's going to get there before Casey gets there. Just like he wanted to do at the other house. He got there in advance before Casey even got up there. And there's a reason for that, in my opinion. I mean, it's not just, it's, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's not good. In my opinion. And, I mean, there's literally 3 people walking down in front. 2 to 3 people up in a bedroom window that looks like they're handing stuff out the bedroom window, and they all have backpacks on. I mean, that's a sure sign. If this guy is a cop, he should know that. If he's been trained, he should know that. And Casey even too. Casey walks right by it, doesn't even pay attention to it. He actually hands the guy one of his cards because the guy said he lost his dog. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. So they have to be letting this. They're letting this go. They're not either. They're letting it go, not looking at it, not doing anything about it, or they're protection for him, or they're in on it with them. Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. So as Rosendahl and these guys walk up, Rosendahl's going to go to the right and go directly up back around the house. And as he does that, the car all the way to the very right that he's going to pass is a Jeep Wrangler. It's a newer model. And that's Dylan's car. So once Casey starts walking around and you only see him and Rosendahl's already back around the back of the house, Casey walks by the truck, by the Jeep, and there's someone sitting in the driver's seat, and it looks like Quinn. What else was I going to tell you? Oh, Rosendahl also, part of it, I'll try to zoom it in a little bit, but I do have screenshots I'm going to put on there. Make just, like the latter half of this video, it's going to be screenshots, just stills, so you can see certain things. But as he's turning the corner and he gets around the side of the house, instead of, he's not facing the backside, he actually turns around to face Casey, but Rosendahl looks like he's looking at the ladder that's on the side of the house. Because he's standing right there, and that just, that creeps me out every time I see it. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, can you send someone out who lives here, please?
Did you guys get any routes from me last night? Because I'm looking for one with Xander Dash.
Nope. Sorry, you can always call us later and ask in case it gets turned in here. It's our business line.
Sweet, thank you.
You bet. No one's coming to the door.
He didn't even knock.
You knock at the front door and open it. All right, be right back. Yep, thanks, man. Yeah, I took one look at that speaker. I said,
So the sound is off on this, and the reason the sound is off is because they clipped a part of this out. They clipped a part of the sound out of here, or the tape or something, or the actual video or whatever, because there's a chunk missing, and that's why when you see him knocking on the door, you hear it later. It's like it's little ways after that. Well, people, when they first watch this, they think that that's someone knocking, that it's another officer or something knocking downstairs on the bottom door, but it's not. It's only these two guys. There was no other officers that came up for this call, so that's how you can tell that the sound is off, because they've clipped something out. So anyway, so these guys are both claiming that they knocked. I knocked on the door. They won't answer the door. What Casey says, they didn't knock on the door. We saw that. We watched them walk right by it. I mean, they're blatantly just lying through their teeth. They don't, right from the get-go too. I mean, they start their day out lying. That's crazy.
You got a lot of guys trying to argue private property access.
the way I've always done it, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was the way I did it there. Find one responsible.
You know what? Maybe they cut the part out right there, because with him saying that right there, that makes no sense. So I bet you it's something they were talking about right before this that they cut out. Because from going into where we just were to, I bet this, you can argue this being private property or something like that, whatever you just said. There was no lead into that, so that had to be something cut out right there. Jeez, man, I wonder that's so weird. This whole conversation is so weird, and they have these little hand signals that they're popping out here and there. And I know you guys have all seen this before. I mean, we all have a zillion times, right? But going back and watching it is always important. Just like right now, you see the cinder block underneath that window and the screen's off. So that screen wasn't off the night of the murders. It's been off. It's been off, and probably, who knows, probably maybe they locked themselves out of the house one night and they had to crawl in the window. I don't know why that screen's off, but it was off prior to that, and so it didn't happen that night. And it could be that so here's another thing that could be. So it's in all rights, when we see it, it looks like a sorority girl's house, right? It's not. With all my research and stuff I've done, that this house is a frat house. But they can use it anytime they want to. The girls have nothing, they cannot say no. Because it's their house. And they use it as they please. So maybe the girls locked the house one night and the guys just crawled through the window, because obviously we see some of the body cams show that they're partying at the house and the girls aren't even there. And that, I'm sure that happened a lot. Even in Kaylee's things I value list, that's kind of what she alludes to, right? Big time. That's the first thing I caught when I first read that list. There was two things that stuck out, and that was a huge one. So the frats, like the articles I've read on this, where the girls, they talk about their sorority house, but it's really the frat house. That, especially when alumni are in town, which I think is weird because they're all older, so there's younger sorority girls there. But when alumni is in town, the story goes something like that. When alumni is in town, we can always expect, puke in the sink or pee in the plants or something like that, and usually someone's sleeping on the couch, or maybe sometimes even in your bed next to you when you wake up in the morning. They just don't give a shit because it's their house. It's always been their house, just like it's their house now. That's why these guys are doing this. Look at all the guys down there. This is a sorority girl's house. Why are all those men there? That's just crazy. It's literally their hub, man. And think about this. All of the things have been busted lately. All the drug rings with the frat houses and all that kind of stuff, all over the states. Big ones too, really big happenings going on. And why not Idaho? I mean, why do people think, oh, that's not happening there? Oh my God, seriously? Right here, just this little clip that we watched shows all that activity going on. That is nefarious activity. Big time. I mean, it's like a drive-up window. Instead of you walk up and they just throw something down at you or something. I don't know. And maybe that's what this window's for over here. Maybe that's why the screen's off of it. Maybe they handed out the back there. Now, and that makes sense because right there, that window is the front window we saw in the front. Or is it? Yeah. So that would be the window in front. We see where the guys are standing there. Oh no, that might be actually that might not be true. I wonder, is that the living room window on that one? Oh, no, that's got to be the bedroom, I think. I'll have to double check that because, well, either way, whether it's, that or that, it looks like a drive up or a walk by window for whatever, getting, a call in. Maybe that's what the DoorDash was. Maybe that's what the DoorDash was that night. Maybe it wasn't a DoorDash. Maybe it was something like this. Wow, I never thought about that before. I mean, I thought about them delivering it because I've heard about that with the food, so that if the food's in there, that you got a good reason if you get pulled over or whatever. But I never thought about them coming to get it from there. Wow, that makes total sense now. Okay, well, here we go.
Everyone else hold them accountable. If I gotta come back here, they're getting the ticket. Because then it's on them to nip everyone else in the bud.
Yeah, and if they don't come out, we just contact landlords. Or we come back the next day or the next time you work.
Yeah.
And just note that lack of cooperation does not go a long ways with us.
Yeah.
Now that is creepy to me. We just come back the next time, or they're just outlaws or something. I mean, first of all, it wasn't that loud up here. There was hardly any. I didn't hear anything coming up from up here. It was the other house. So I don't even know where they got the noise complaint from. I don't think that's why they're here. I think it's for another reason. And Hunter's part of it. I feel that Hunter's very much a part of it, and same with Emily. I feel she is too. I wonder if they're related at all. Okay, did you guys see that thing fly up it looked like from down to up, but maybe it was reversed because they mess with these videos so much, or these cams. I don't know, but it looked like something was thrown down from the top. And I could have swore that when they first walked up, there was 2 guys on the roof, one on each side of the roof. And what if they're up on that deck? What if they threw something down to those cops? Seriously, it looked like they threw something down, and all those hand signals that they were giving the cops, and doing this small chat for the camera, chatting it up just like they did in Banfield. Yeah. I mean, what are they waiting for? What's Hunter getting for him? Something's weird. Something's very, very weird. Rewind that part and do fast and slow, fast and slow, fast and slow. Just go back and forth with it and watch that. It looks like a package. Doesn't look like a bird. Doesn't look like a big bug or nothing. It looks like a package. Wow. This is the first time I've noticed that. I've never noticed that before. And at first I thought it was a light flashing underneath the deck, but nope. Right there, see?
No stairs to the back deck. Interesting.
That's also very creepy.
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know over here.
I assume noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Yeah,
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
fair.
You go to school?
Yeah,
Okay. What year?
senior.
Senior. Okay. So I'll tell you the same thing I told them. You probably know the drill, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So usually, at least for me, I'll give you a verbal warning.
Okay.
Once I have neighbors calling in, your music's too loud, you're disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Nothing against having parties, nothing against having people over who are overage to drink. But again, once we start disturbing the neighbors, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
Always ticket is up to 300.
Yeah, somewhere around 300, 400
It's a
bucks.
pretty expensive ticket. I don't want to give that to you. That being said, this is your place, so I'm going to hold you responsible.
Make it more
It's your
expensive
place,
the later
you're
it
also
gets.
responsible for everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna grab
We already warned them
Yeah.
too, so.
And if I do have to come back here, $300-some ticket's going to be there.
Okay.
And it only gets more expensive. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine.
Actually, what's the phone number for you? Is this 1122 here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd much rather you spend that $300 on beer or something fun than
Yeah,
a noise
yeah.
sticker, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That being said, warnings, don't do it again.
Yep.
I'd hate to come back in a few hours and then have to issue it. So,
Yeah.
any questions for me?
No.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Take care.
I'd like to get that soundtrack to where it, fits on there, because it looks so weird when they're talking afterwards and it's like they're not saying anything, but we already heard what they were saying. So the soundtrack, and I mean, I don't know, something like that just boggles my mind, doing something like that. Yeah, I mean, you'll see when you see my Stewie video or my Billy video what I'm talking about. But I kind of did that one on purpose like that, because that's how the courtroom makes me feel when I listen to it, when I'm even watching those things. Man, makes you feel a little bit manic. Okay, here we go. Okay, now keep a good eye down here. It looks like there's a vehicle missing. That's not there anymore from when they first walked up. It's either one of the blue cars, I think, right in the middle. So that's interesting. I never noticed that before till just now either. Well, it looks like both the middle cars are missing. Okay, so I'm going to back it up just a little bit again. Actually, I'm going to see what's in the beginning here. Let's see what cars that is. What cars that is. What cars those are. God, I can't talk. Okay. Those ones that are missing though. Okay. Okay, so look, kind of both the dark ones. Okay. Okay, so this one's going to be Rosendal's body cam.
All right, who's responsible here? Who's responsible here? Whose house is this? Just need to talk to a homeowner or a renter or whoever's house this is.
I'm one of the people renting.
Okay, gotcha. You guys were warned for the noise last night, sounds like? Same type of thing. You guys were having a party, cops came out.
They weren't here last night.
Last night we didn't do anything.
Is there an Elena Shepherd that lives here?
Who's the Lady Shepherd?
The person that was warned for the noise last night?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one thing I will tell you is we didn't do anything last night.
No worries. Neighbors are calling in again saying music's too loud.
Okay.
All I need you guys to do is turn it down.
Sure.
Sounds good.
That being said, the tickets get expensive. We got to come back out here and, the music keeps coming up and neighbors keep calling in.
Understand.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll definitely turn it down. I mean,
You're
probably off, maybe like very low volume. But we'll
Okay.
definitely turn it
No,
down.
yeah. You can have a party. You can have music, just not loud enough to where people are calling in saying, hey,
Sounds good.
my
No
piece
worries.
Yeah, we should have. I know we were going to go talk to them before. But we didn't.
yeah, maybe do a lap with your neighbors,
Yeah,
let them
we
know
should
what's
do that
up.
next
That's a
time,
good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah. You live here?
I'm
We both
one
do.
of them.
Okay.
we're both
Let me grab your name.
My name's Elliot, Elliott.
Last
and
name?
Lund, Lundh.
Middle initial?
I have two middle names.
Just give me both.
PF,
PF. Date of birth for you?
99.
Good phone number I can reach at.
My bad.
What's the area code on that?
Eric.
Okay.
So it's
Oh, I got you.
my number's very similar to my mom's, so I confuse it every time.
Happens to the best. What's
I've
your name,
heard,
my
I
man?
have heard
Keon,
memorized
Kian.
before.
Happens.
Ian.
DeBoard,
Biggest fucking little
DEB.
lady who lived there was
So with the D, I apologize.
Oh, TED. Okay, I got
With
you.
the D, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely
No,
need to
sorry.
check them.
DEB. I apologize.
This is our first
Try
Sorry
again.
about that.
You're good. DEB.
DORD.
Oh,
You guys obviously know the drill.
My middle initials are A. What's that?
You guys
A.
obviously know the drill.
Date of birth.
We got
DEB. I apologize.
this is our first
Try
Sorry
again.
about that.
You're good. DEB.
DORD.
You guys obviously know the drill.
My middle initials are A. What's that?
You guys
A.
obviously know the drill.
Date of birth.
We gotta be smart.
That would be a good idea.
It would be. It definitely
And my
would
phone
be.
number is.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Again, are you guys
about that.
freshmen or
Oh, we're seniors.
seniors? Okay, so you know the drill. You know how it goes.
Of course.
Since you guys live here, you're responsible for the music. So we have to come back out. What's a noise complaint ticket up to these days?
Oh god, it's like 350.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to pay that.
Yeah.
We don't want to pay that. Next time, we'll definitely check with the neighbors.
Yeah.
The kids, the more expensive it is.
Okay.
So spend the money on beer instead, not on tickets.
Yeah.
Keep the music down. Have a good party. Make sure everyone's over 21.
Yeah.
If we do have to come back out here, you two guys are each getting tickets. Got it?
I understand.
So it's on the rest of you to make sure the party stays down.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bumps.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Enjoy the party.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And in some cases, like when we get here and the radio's going,
Yeah.
I would also go contact them because it's non-specific.
Sure.
And if I'm warning them, I better go fucking warn them.
True. And that's the bottom row of the house there?
Which one? The one here?
Yeah.
That one's up on those that where the guy's walking right there.
Oh, yeah.
That side there. I guarantee the stairs gonna go right back on as soon as we leave.
Well, I saw that big, tall JBL on the back patio there, so I'll just go chat with them.
Okay, I'll come with you.
Yeah, we'll walk up. We'll start things off on a good foot.
It would be fair, you know, if you're warning.
Yeah.
We'll start things off on a good foot. I wonder what that means. If they don't comply, then the shit hits the fan.
You guys, you better warn them.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Moscow 11.
If you've been getting scam text, that's
Partnership. Moscow 111. We're clear of 1127 King Road. We're going to be out at 1122 King Road.
Listen to that. Did you just say Jason? I've never heard that before. Let me back it up. Well, heck. Oh my gosh. That just brings a whole new spin on things, doesn't it? That is Demetrius. That's Demetrius at the house. at 1122 King, yelling at all those people to get in the house right now. Cops, cops, get in the house right now. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that he's protected because those cops knew he was there. Did you see them point at him when they were walking up? So Demetrius, who is Demetrius and how come he's getting away with all this stuff? Does that mean Emma was there too, since Demetrius was there? That was Demetrius's voice. I have no doubt in my mind. What is he? So was he the one that threw down that packet of whatever it was to pay off the cops? If that's what that was, in my opinion, pure speculation. This is getting really, really interesting. I had no idea that. So you know what? Coming up, we're going to hear some people yelling in the house. That's probably Demetrius. I never could place the voice on there until just now. Man, I'm a little bit freaked out. Whoa. Well, it pays to go back and listen to him, doesn't it? To all the videos I've watched before.
Monster 111. We're clear of 1127 King Road. We're going to be out at 1122 King Road.
How's it going, guys? Casey, I'm just going to loop around up here. Hey there.
Okay, now keep a good eye on this because you're going to see some people walking in through the door up here. And it's yeah.
Is this your place, man?
It is not.
Okay, would you mind going and getting somebody whose
She's at
place
the
is
front
this?
door right now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she's at the front door.
You want to send her up back here? I apologize. We knocked at the front door, no one came.
I'll be right back.
Yep, thanks, man. Yeah, I took one look at that speaker. I said,
You get a lot of guys trying to argue private property access.
the way I've always done it, and correct me if I'm wrong, was the way I did it there. Find one responsible, have everyone else hold them accountable. If I got to come back here, they're getting the ticket. Because then it's on them to nip everyone else in the bud because they know.
They don't come out, we just contact landlords.
Yeah.
Or we come back the next day or the next time you work.
Yeah.
It's no, a lot of cooperation does not go a long ways with us.
Yeah.
Stairs to the back, stairs to the back. Interesting.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is this your place?
Yeah.
Perfect. You know why we're here?
And I assume noise.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Big speaker right there.
Yeah,
Nothing against having a party. Once neighbors start calling in, then we have an issue.
fair.
You go to school?
Yeah,
Okay. What year?
senior.
Senior. Okay. So I'll tell you the same thing I told them. You probably know the drill, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. So usually, at least for me, I'll give you a verbal warning.
Okay.
Once I have neighbors calling in, your music's too loud, you're disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Nothing against having parties, nothing against having people over who are overage to drink. But again, once we start disturbing the neighbors, then we've got an issue.
Yeah.
Noise ticket is up to 300
Yeah,
and
someone.
Look at what they're pixeling out. Look at right by her arm. They're pixelating something out there. And then at the very end, underneath the walkway, underneath the patio, or the upper deck, they're pixelating something out at the very end there. And this is all through this video. There's blurred spots that are in here and pixelated spots. So this isn't the only place. There's stuff when they first walk up. There's a lot of places.
Okay, it's a pretty expensive ticket. I don't want to give that to you. That being said, this is your place, so I'm going to hold you responsible. Because it is your place, you're also responsible for everybody here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab your info.
Yeah.
And if I do have to come back here, a $300-some ticket's coming your way.
Okay.
And it only gets more expensive from there. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely.
Is that why? I mean, she's responsible for everybody that's there. So, I mean, look at this right here. Look at this hunter's head down. I mean, the whole thing is just weird. Hunter bothers me so much. I also think it looks like there's a surveillance camera inside the house. Where the speaker is on the floor on the right in front, inside the doorway. If you look straight up from that speaker, it looks like there's a camera up on the ceiling, on the back wall there. But I think it feels like this hunter is involved. Like I don't know. It's just weird.
Actually, let's just do it this way. What's a good phone number for you? Is this 1122 here?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I'd much rather you spend that $300 on beer or something fun than a noise ticket, right?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That being said, warnings. Don't do it again.
Yep.
I'd hate to come back in a few hours and then have to issue that. So, any questions for me?
No.
All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Creepy.
Hello. My name's Hunter Johnson. Me and Ethan became best friends over the last year and a half we spent at the U of I. And since we became such good friends, I feel honored and privileged to even be able to share who he was to everyone here. I met Ethan during Fall Rush of last year, and if you don't know what Rush looks like for fraternity guys, you're coming in as a freshman and you're walking to 10 different fraternity houses and talking to 100 different guys, trying to understand all of them and see if you fit in with them. And I remember he was the first person I talked to during Rush that year, and I knew immediately that he was someone that I wanted to be friends with and someone I wanted to join my house. My first impression of Ethan was some tall, goofy kid that, looked athletic, and he was, because we played a lot of basketball during that time. Unfortunately, the basketball wasn't enough to convince him to join my house, so he ended up going to Sigma Chi, but that didn't mean we weren't going to be friends forever. So one thing he told me, because he told me he was going to join Sigma Chi, he said, if I do that, you better not block me and ghost me on anything. And I couldn't believe he said that, because I just knew I wanted to be friends with him for a long time. He had such an infectious smile and a charismatic personality. And if you knew anything about Xana as well, they were very similar in how they acted together. Me and Ethan shared a lot of memories together. Usually at a party where me and him would be controlling the aux and be singing at the top of our lungs any country music song with 50 other people in there not saying a word, just us singing as loud as we could. Some of my other favorite memories that I had with Ethan also included Xana, and those were the times we spent on the golf course. Me, Ethan, Xana, and Emily, we went a lot over the summer and before summer.
Welfare check. Corner Club. Female on foot was stumbling. RP thinks she needs checked on. Doesn't think she needs medical attention. Officer responded, no report. This right here brings me back to the night of the November 12th when Rosendahl and Tisdale were on the beat, right? This is before going to Banfield. This is like at 10:30 at night. And there was they stopped a guy and a girl, and this girl could not freaking hardly stand up. I mean, she was so out of it. And after the guy was carrying 2 open containers of alcohol. They let him go. They had him pour out his alcohol, and they let him walk. And he says, well, he was adamant about getting her home safely, right? And I'm hoping that was his intentions. I don't know. I mean, it could have been nefarious, and he just was, that's why he's looking out for her, but I hope not. I'm not going to go there. What I am going to say is that the cops comforted him and said that you will get her home safe. Don't worry, we'll get her home, so on and so forth. Well, did they? Well, we'll never know because they shut their cam off a little too early. They let her walk off into the night by herself, stumbling, not able to really stand up, and she veered off to the left as we see her walking away from us and into a wooded area. So what happened to that girl? That's what I want to know. And I'm going to follow through with that, and I'm going to find out what happened to her and make sure she is okay.
This wheelie bin, as we would call them in the UK, and he pulls out a torch. And as he turns away from the receptacle, you can see across the floor the beam of the torch. So this is just someone who's got a cigarette in one hand, he's out walking, he's checking the bins, and he walks away. Quite an odd thing. I don't know why someone would be doing that at night time. Some people just like bin diving, it seems. Maybe it's an up and coming sport that nobody knows about, and he's doing some late night practicing of said sport. But no, just a guy walking about with a torch, looks in bin, walks away. So it's not somebody approaching the bin and discarding of a murder weapon. It's not Jack S, it's not Jack D, it's not Hunter, it's not Loach, it's not anybody of any connection seemingly to this crime in Idaho. And there we go. So let's look at it like this. Would it be fair to assume?
And Corner Club is notorious for over-serving. They have a certain drink there. I'll have to look up the name of it, but the kids talk about it. The young adults talk about it. I should stop calling them kids, but they are kids to me. I was a kid once too, and I never thought I was a kid at that age too, but damn straight I was. They are so over-serving there. And it could be, and with whatever's going on in that town, who knows what's going in those drinks. I'm not blaming Corner Club for it. Well, I am in a way, because bartenders, as I used to be one, are responsible for over-serving if people get over-served. Now, they're not responsible for anybody in that bar who would possibly put something in their drink that they don't know about or anything like that. But they are if it's their crew. I took, if my crew was doing that, there's no way that would have happened on my shift. No way. And they knew it. And that's the thing. And they respected me. Like, I mean, I was really, I was fun and I had a great time and I wasn't mean or anything like that. But I had a certain way I did things and they respected it. And if they didn't, then, there's lots of places you can work and do this. I mean, I really like you and I really think you're great, but if that's the case, and I never ever had a problem. So why are they having these problems there? Is it the alumni? Because, do you know that the owner of that club is alumni from U of Idaho. And guess what else? He worked there through his whole college thing. His whole college education. That's where he worked. At the Corner Club. Yeah. Then he moved back out of town after he graduated, and then he moved back in. And there was only 2 owners prior to that. And what they told, this is his own words. He says that they shook hands and they said that the only thing that they specified they did not want him to do was change anything in that bar. He could add stuff to it, but he could not change anything. And you know what that makes me think of? That makes me think of foundation. What is under the foundation of Corner Club? Because I have a sneaking suspicion that there's something under there. Because prior to being the Corner Club, it was all sorts of things. It was a barbershop or hair salon. It was like a church. It was a get-together where guys would go and jabber away like a gentleman's club. What's under that? What is under the Corner Club? I bet you there's some interesting stuff under that bar. At one point, they said there was a speakeasy under there. Now, I don't know this, but people talked about it. So get this female some help. I hope she got some damn help. Noise complaint. 200 block of North Home Street. Reporting loud music to the south of her. Thinks it might be a frat, but is unsure. Of course it's a frat. Controlled substance. Pullman Winco. Officer requested a case. Report taken. What, did something drop out of their wallet when they're paying for their food? I wouldn't doubt it in that town. Citizen dispute at Paradise Creek. Okay. Male outside yelling and screaming. Officers responded. Well, there's one on the report I just did. Paradise Creek Street. So, harassment. University of Idaho requested a case. You see, you guys, this whole thing that we're looking at right here, that we have been looking at for almost 2 years now, doesn't come from Brian Koberger. This comes from the campus. This comes from the surroundings, the off-campus, the campus. This comes from not the adults and the educators and the ones in charge of certain things that oversee what gets done on that campus. Like let's say for instance, like the president of the university. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. The campus police. They don't do anything. They just sweep it under the rug, or they make it go away by making these code of silences for these Greek row, and these kids don't talk about it because they're threatened. But there's also the ones that I think, quite frankly, enjoy this. I've seen it up in my own threads. Hayden Villa came up and commented in one of my threads. Did you guys know that? Yeah. He even used his own name. And by the way he responded, it definitely sounded like him, because I've read up a ton on that guy. And that guy is a piece. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, that guy's a piece of work. He's like a star wrestler too. The guy won lots and lots of little trophies for that. So he knows Emma Bailey, because he had to wrestle with her. They all wrestled together. Saeed, Jake. There's tons of them. Loach was a wrestler. They all are. It's like they're all bred in this little cesspool. I don't know. It's so. Oh, it just gets under my freaking my skin, because it's just like. It's like it's okay to them. Because it was okay to their parents, and it was okay to their grandparents possibly. I don't know this for sure, but where did it come from? Where did this hate? Where did this anger and this violence, this aggressiveness, and just insensitivity, and it's inhumane. It's inhumane, period. So we got this man outside yelling. Well, there was a bunch of stuff. There was stuff going on at Paradise Creek Street too. Okay, harassment. We got that. University. That's no big. Nothing surprises me. That one. Threatening Taylor Avenue. We know without that one. After leaving the club, a male followed RP to her friend's place. You mean like the way they followed Kaylee? That one that the cops just swept under the rug? Animal noise complaint, reporting 2 dogs were barking behind the residence on E Street, second house on E Street, when you're turning off Harding. Call placed on hold for... Okay. You guys, they're finding cats in cages behind houses again. Next thing we'll be seeing the damn puppies in the back of trucks. In cages. This is disturbing. This is worse than disturbing. Something needs to happen here. And whether the people of this town don't want to see this, they're going to have to see this. And how can anybody, I don't care if you don't even like cats, how can you allow this to happen? How can you see this and allow this to happen? How can anybody, period, see puppies in a cage and be okay with it? In the back of a fucking pickup truck. Twice that was reported that I know of, and I haven't read all these reports. So God only knows the ones I haven't seen. The last time the cats were in cages, they were in front of a house. On both sides of the porch, cats in cages. Lots of cats in cages is what they said. What are they doing with the cats in cages? Cats don't belong in cages. Neither do dogs. Unless they're sleeping, people kennel them at night and things like that. And I understand that. I've got that. It's okay. I get it. But not just randomly rolling up on a house or in a parking lot and seeing a truck that's got cages filled with puppies and kittens and cats. Domestic dispute, 500 block of Residence Street. 2 males are on the phone arguing, male in background yelling that the RP assaulted him. Officer responded and arrested a male, report taken. This town is blowing up. Look, Brian Koberger's gone. He's not even in that town, and look what's happening to that town. It's imploding on itself. Is it Brian that held that town together, knowing that there was a perp in their town that they thought was definitely him? The one that did all this? And now he's gone, and they have nothing to lean on. This town's got nothing to lean on, you guys, because there's no evidence against this guy. And they know it, and look what's happening. They are falling apart at the seams. And fast. Look how fast this is. Probably the ballers fighting again. The ones, you know, that beat the shit out of that guy, that kid, and the dad who was the one who gave them tons of money, donated all this money to them for their very football funding. Yeah. That is nuts. They beat the crap out of his kid. And then University of Idaho swept it under the rug. You know what they did? Immediately, they transferred out 7 or 8 ballers, because I went and looked. And I read all about it. And they were transferred out, woo, lickety-split, man, I'm telling you what. Real fast. We know how this works. Moscow, Idaho. Yeah, we do, and we see it. Who else saw it that is now deceased? What have you done? What are you doing? And why are you playing God? Why? What makes you so special? And anyway, I wouldn't call that even special anyway. That, what's going on there, is so not special. It's demonic. It is deviant. It is so criminal. So very criminal. I'm shaking right now. Traffic hazard near Nez Perce Drive. Reporting party was driving and advised that there are a lot of cars parked along the road in front of the president's house. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Officer responded, what do you guys think happened? You got it. No report. No report. No report necessary, right? Right? Because they're all untouchable, right? Traffic hazard, 400 block of East 5th. Reporting party said on 3rd Street, there is a tree that is broken and hanging over the sidewalk and roadway. I don't know. That's probably the only normal thing I've seen on here so far. And that is if a mob of people didn't walk down and just push that tree over, because I would not doubt that either. Welfare check. Hayes Street, go figure. RP advising an elderly lady near this intersection that seemed very confused. She is in front of the house. They don't care. And you know what? I've seen this over and over again. I reported on this. There's a woman on Steiner. There's a man that was on Steiner. They were catch all the time. They were getting out. They had dementia, obviously. And they were showing up all over the place. Who's taking care of these people? Nobody, apparently. Accidental hit and run. West Pullman Street. Vehicle was hit in the parking lot. RP is to the right of the entrance near the gas station. Of course it's... Yeah, of course. A horse is a horse. Mm-hmm. Moscow. They clone mules. And they make them race. And guess what? Mules don't like to race. Mules will work their asses off for you. Yes, pun intended. They will work hard come morning down to sunset, man. They'll work and they'll do anything for you. And they're so loyal. But racing, they don't. That's not what they like to do. They work slow and methodic. And they carry heavy loads for you. And they work all day for you. But racing, no. So what are they doing to these mules to make them race? What tactics are they having to take to make these mules run? And fast, because they're fast. And they're making money on them. Are they still cloning them? What's going on in Idaho? Why are there so many twins and triplets? What's going on in Idaho there, huh? Moscow, Pullman? Pullman has them too. I'm not saying it's just not just the University of Idaho. It's Pullman right up there too. And like I've always said, Idaho folds that campus, so does Pullman. They rely on each other, and they watch each other's backs like their lives depend on it, because it does. Those towns depend on each other. Any college town, university town, next to each other, butt up against each other, they're going to be the same way too. And I bet you if you look into them, they'll be just like this, except, I don't know, this might be a little, I haven't looked into any other ones, but, I know I'm talking fast. I'm sorry. I'm just so upset right now. I just woke up. It's my 3rd night of my kitty cats just throwing up everywhere. I have had, I think I got about 3 hours of sleep in 3 days. And right now I'm not even tired. I'm just reeling from just the emotion of all this. And as it should be, anybody reading this should be emotional. Not someone like, the one woman that says, oh no, that happens in all towns. This happens in all towns. Oh, are you kidding me? We have some weird stuff happening in my town, but you know what? I've never read anything like this, ever. And yeah, the town's getting worse by the day. As is every town, it seems like. I don't see any of them getting better. Do you guys? I hope I'm wrong. Please tell me a good story. I used to work for a newspaper, and I was the retail sales manager. And one of the things I had to do was go to the meetings every morning, and they were, oh God, it was so annoying, because the only thing that would come up on the table with the headlines and this kind of stuff, and the stories, seems like all negative. And so I tried to kind of put vocalize some things in there and get some, at least a couple stories, hometown goodness happening or something. Just bring something good to the table, not just have a whole paper full of shit and repetitive shit. But no, that didn't happen. Because people like reading the shit, you guys. And yeah, I get it. It gets views. This is not why I'm reporting this. Not at all. I'm reporting this because it needs to be seen. And this town needs help. It really needs help, in my opinion. Now me, I'm not going anywhere near this town. You got to be kidding me. But from afar, I hope I can do something to bring this attention to the attention of others and possibly get some adults in that town. You know, ones that, you know, have morals, have manners, have, you know, a good life code thinking process under their belt. Maybe one that's not an alumni and doing alumni stuff. I'm sure there's some good alumni stuff, don't get me wrong. But please show it to me. Can you show it to me? So we've got all these, you know, traffic, you know, okay, now this is going to happen. You got a night of partying here, right? You're going to get some accidents. You're going to get some, you know, some stuff happening to cars and parking lots. This is going to happen. I mean, there's drunk people everywhere in this town. They're everywhere. Look what's happening tonight. Look at they're everywhere. I mean, how and let's talk about the good. Let's talk about the good business owners, the ones that are on the up. How long do they stay on the up and up because of having to defend themselves against this kind of crap? Since it just gets blown away, you know, nobody even talks about it. When do those good business owners turn into semi-good and then turn into just bad ones and join the club because that's what they have to do in order to survive? Because the drunk people doing these things with the cars, you know, the whole university thing, all the frats, you know, and sororities. I'm not saying this, and regular students. I'm not saying it's just the frats and sororities, but it's heavy-handed there. There's a lot of them. And you imagine them getting out of the bar being drunk. What are they going to be like in a store, in a grocery store? I mean, they're hungry. They've been drinking all night long. And they're blinded drunk, pretty much. Possibly on other things as well. And they walk into these stores that are open. And what do? Well, look, we're seeing it. They ransack these places. I can't imagine working at a breakfast restaurant in this town. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just can't even imagine the patience someone must have, the goodness in someone's heart and soul and whole mental being to work at a breakfast restaurant in this town. Oh my God. Jesus. They must be saints. That's all I can say. Thank you to anybody and everybody that works in this business in Moscow and literally takes care of those young adults and gets something in their bellies. And hopefully some of them end up getting home safe and sound and bad things don't happen to them. Just pray God that happens. But you guys are saints, I swear to God. We got an abandoned vehicle. Got the accident here, blocking lane, no injuries, thank goodness. Then we've got abandoned vehicle, advising there is a vehicle that hasn't moved in about 3 weeks. Hasn't seen anyone around it. Of course not. 3 weeks? Whose vehicle would that be? I don't know. Probably any number of them. Theft in process. Oh boy, you don't say. Completed shoplifting report taken at Police Mall. Oh yeah, for sure. Controlled substance problem, 6th Street and Perimeter. Officer requested a case, so he knew what was going on there. He requested a case. Report was taken. Threatening, West 6th Street. Reporting someone followed RP's friend home from the Taj and threatened him. Officer contacted, no report. You mean like they did Kaylee? Is that what you guys are talking about here? Is that what reported? What was reported? No report? Are you going to beat feed it down there when someone ends up, you know, on a slab? And talk to these people that followed, or who this person is that followed him home? And then just shoo them off when they said, oh, we're just looking for girls. Well, what were you looking for girls for? That's what I want to know. Actually, I don't want to know that. I don't want to know what they want. I just want it taken care of. Traffic accident with injuries. Troy Road and White Avenue. Ding, ding. Law, fire, EMS responded. Patients transported to Gritman. Report taken. Accidents happen? Yes, they do. I was going to rhyme there, and I thought better of it because I'm really too pissed to rhyme. Civil calls. 927 Vandal Drive. Let's go look. Requesting a civil standby for a custody exchange. Advising extension will be, or X will be at the address in about 10 minutes. Officer responded, no report. Let's go look. We got an address. Ooh, we got another one too. Boy, I like it when they have addresses because we can go look. 927 Vandal Drive. Give me one moment. Okay, here we are. Number 2 double B LLC. Number 2 double B in the LLC. All right. Who be this? Pop on up. Show us your face. Of course, they're not there. They're on Wallen Road. We're going to look at that one too. 1380 Wallen Road. But first, we're going to look at this. What is this down here? Residential. Okay, well, we're going to find out what this is. Let's see who's next door. Let's just check that out. Ooh, that was weird. Where'd it go? Right there. Oh, I'm going to have to definitely go check this one out for sure. I'm going to tag that one so I got it. Okay, what's the address? This is a familiar address to me. 1380 Wallen Road. This is familiar. Yep, there it is. How do I explain this one? Well, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll come back to this one. But let's see here. I'm going to see this down here. It's quite the little spread, huh? Okay, we'll come back to this one. I don't know how much I can get away with on this thing. But we'll find out later. Okay, well, I gotta go look at that LLC. What was it? Number 2 B LLC, was that? Let's see, hold on. Number 2 double B LLC, hold on. Okay, here it is. Douglas Blevins. Oh, I must have already... See, it's familiar to me because I've already seen this one for some reason. For one reason or another, I have seen this one for one reason or another. One way or another. Edna. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's why I know this one. Okay, we're definitely going to have to come back to this one. Alrighty then. Yeah. Okay, we'll come back. You guys don't let me forget. Remind me in the comments. Because I will forget. There's so much going on right now. You guys don't even know. Oh my god. Let's look at what 22 here happened here. Let's do this one. Okay. Alright, so that's what I'm thinking is a good thing at that point right there. So I'm not going to go into it, but let's get back in the saddle again. I'm back. All right. Let's go back to Moscow. Oh, gotta go this way. Okay. Okay, we got the trap, civil call, we got the vandal, question standby for custody. Oh, we should look up Vandal Drive too. Was that what I did? Vandal Drive took me to that one. Isn't that what it was? Is that what it was? I don't remember now. Yeah, that had to be what it was. Okay, so malicious mischief, 715 North Jefferson Street, 13. Yeah, stated that within the last day, someone slashed her tire. RP does not know who might have done it. 715 North Jefferson, number 13. Well, we're going to have to come back to that because it's not responding. Parking problem. South of Main Street, 42 Bar and Kitchen. Is that a new one? I've never heard of that one before. Vehicle was left in the middle of the parking lot last night. Doesn't want it towed. Wants to see if officers could contact the owner or move it. Oh, that's nice of them. Theft. Eisenhower. Ooh, 600 block of Eisenhower Street. Where did we just hear that? Where did I just hear that one? Eisenhower Street. Eisenhower 6. It was 6 something. It was 6... It wasn't Eisenhower. Is that a jewelry store? Oh, yep. Oh, okay. Whoa, they've been getting hit, man. Wow, this is the third time I've read this now. They've been getting hit. Noise complaint, White Avenue. Really loud music, recurring issue. Unknown how long it's been going on for today. Welfare check, Crestview Drive. And the reason why it keeps going on is because when they go there, they don't do anything about it. So why wouldn't it go on? That's common sense. Adults in that town, common sense. Adults in a kind of an authority job. I mean, come on. Do some authoritization. Is that even a word? Well, it is now. Welfare check. Crestview Drive. Female walking with a bike, looks like she is on something. Appears to have crashed her bike. God help the young adults that go to that school, that University for Education, Pullman as well. God help them to get out of there alive and educated with the brain cells left. God help them. There are the ones that do, and they're pretty brilliant. Obviously, there's some goodness going on in there. Let's just find it. Let's find that side of it. Welfare check, Pullman. Reporting party and mother are in the backyard. A neighbor behind the house is crying out, distressed. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Oh, that just hurts me inside. Picture that, That's what happens with me, is when I read these things, I'm so very visual, and that image just goes freaking straight to my head, man, right there. Like as if I was there, and I just picture this mom and daughter, and we're, sitting out there in the backyard enjoying the day, and a neighbor behind the house is crying out distressed. Who knows what's going on, you know? It could be any scenario. At this point, something could be happening to them, right? Something could be harming them. They could be harming themselves. They could be crying out for someone they know that's been harmed. How about they maybe know a story and they can't say anything about it? How about they know someone who is in this story and they can't say anything about it because they're on the run or because they're dead? Or because they're still alive and doing the same thing. And this is how they get out that toxin that builds up, is they sit there and they cry and they wail and they get it out. It's a good thing they're getting it out. It is, because if they held it in, it would be much worse. There's a reason why we cry. The Lord didn't make crying the ability to cry for no reason. Toxins come out, good and bad. Like you, there's good cries too. I mean, I've had some hella good cries, and I kind of, quite frankly, I don't mind crying at all. I actually welcome crying when this kind of thing happens, because you gotta. It's those people. Here's the thing. It's those people that don't cry you got to worry about, because there's nothing behind there. It takes emotions, it takes empathy, it takes feelings, it takes genuinely liking people, loving people, the human race, the furries, the trees, the earth. It takes that to bring on a tear, or two, or a million. Without that, there's not going to be any tears. So when you come across someone who doesn't cry, you just be leery. Be leery of that. And watch your back. And I'll pray for you. Suspicious person. 200 block of Lathan Street. Complaint of naked man who jumped the fence. I wonder how far Lathan Street is from Almond Street. What the hell, you guys? Well, you know where my brain just went. And it doesn't have to go there. Remember when back in the day when streaking was funny? The guy would streak across like the racetrack or the ballpark or whatever, and it was funny. And they even had a song for it. Well, that's not what this is about anymore. This could be a frat hazing thing, because they do have this in it. What they do is that one of the frat guys has to strip down naked. He's got to go to the fraternity that, that's on the opposite of what they are, a different fraternity. You break into their house, take a shower, and get out and make it back without being caught. That's one of their little things they do. For sure. Welfare check. South Blaine, East Side Marketplace. Reporting party stated that a female has been walking around the East Side Mall, seems confused and possibly intoxicated. Officer responded, report taken. Now, in my last report, I told you about a Pullman police officer body cam, where they found there was a girl reported sleeping in her car at the Taco Bell, a Taco Time, or whichever one it was, Taco Bell, drive-up window. Once they finally woke her up, there was cops everywhere, and she was sleeping. She would crack her eyes open, then she'd go right back to sleep. It took her a while to actually kind of wake up, but she's an interesting girl. It's definitely worth the watch. I'm going to make a video on it, but I'll definitely try to see if I can remember to link the dang thing. She'd been at a sorority party, and then she said she'd been at a frat house. And then she woke up in the parking lot, asleep behind the wheel. And you know what? She sat there in that cop shop, and she took her medicine, what they were giving her, and she didn't say a word. She didn't say, they made me drink all this booze. Those guys probably, maybe put some in my drink. She didn't say none of that. But she did have some looks on her face as that girl's brain was moving fast. And if she's as smart as I think she is, she's not going to put up with this. She's going to get out of there. And I hope that's what she does. Because I could see those wheels turning in there. She's a smart cookie. Cute little thing. I'm talking little, too. Ooh, look at here. We got another one. I wonder if this is close. Blaine and... Oh, yeah. Okay, so here we go. We've got someone else reporting now that this person is at the Dollar Tree. But it's a male. Holy my God. Complaint of a male stumbling around. RP concerned he may drive away intoxicated. Welfare check. I've never heard of Dave's Avenue. Requesting welfare check on neighbors across the fence because the dogs will not quiet down. Yeah, this is something I've learned. Being the situation I'm in right now, you hear a dog bark, especially when it's been quiet outside, you are alert in a split second. I'm telling you that. That's right there. Domestic dispute on White Avenue, same address, 2200 block of White Avenue. RP stated that her neighbor is fighting with a female. Only verbal today. Only verbal today. Only verbal today. Noise complaint, 1200 block of Indian Hills Drive. They're all in town today, aren't they? Upstairs TV is incredibly loud. RP tried talking to them, and the neighbor slammed the door in his face. Because that's the mentality. It's not all for one and one for all in that town. It's you do what I say or there's going to be a brawl is what it is. You don't ask nicely for something. You don't try to remedy these things yourself. The neighbors, they make a call, and they made calls before, but they make more calls now. This town is a town all on its own, man. They're a whole new breed, and you know what? Anybody that's going to be visiting there for the trial, anywhere around there, but especially this town, please be careful. And if you can, stay at a place outside of town, because you don't know. This is a mob mentality town, in my opinion, from what I have read, and it's consistent. It goes in its ups and downs, and right now, guess what? It's getting to the really bad downs because it's that time of year. It's that time of year that they allow the people at the university, the students at the university and the Greek row, to go wild. Yeah. They become monsters. They become criminals. They become, in my opinion, murderers. I wonder what the statistics would be for something like that, if they told the truth, of course, because they're not going to. But what is the statistics would be on where serial... I can't talk today. On where serial... I cannot say that. Why can't I say it? Serial... What? Let me try this again. Wonder what the statistics would be like on serial killers, where they're born and bred, and where the most of them come from, and their history. How similar is it from one to another? Their environment and their upbringing, that kind of thing. Because in a situation like this, it seems to me that it would happen a lot because it's being allowed, for one thing, and there's no repercussions for the actions that are happening in this town. And we've seen it time and time again. I mean, I'm talking not once or twice. I mean, I can't even count how many times. And it's not just me reading this stuff to you guys. It is things, if it's allowed to be on the news, because those are swept right up. But in this community, you're going to find them, because there's going to be paper articles out there, newspaper articles, and things that it's going to be brought to your attention that you're not going to get on mainstream media, because university towns, I mean all university towns, some are worse than others, but university towns, they got to keep that crime rate low. They got to keep that's why those certain things don't get reported. That's why they're considered unalivings at the hands of a self exit instead of an overdose, or a frat fight or a sorority fight or whatever. They're not going to report those, because if they report those, they get this mass chunk of their the good university stuff attached to their name. It does quite the opposite, and I believe it goes down quite a bit. Like, people look at those. I mean, they look at those when they're looking for a school to go to. Now, mind you, this town's full of alumni here, so there's a lot of them that probably don't ever think anything else of going to this university, because that's where their parents and their grandparents and so on and so forth went. And that's where the parents would expect them to go, correct? Can you imagine being one of those kids out there that had actually thought outside the box and actually had a brain of their own, wanting to go to a different university? Kudos to you out there. Kudos to you thinkers out there. Kudos to not following in these steps, these footsteps, these prints, your history, your lineage. Kudos to the people out there that, if they do follow that, they make a difference, a good difference. And that's what they do it for. Or not do it for, and it just happens, organically. That's good too. Very good. Kudos to you out there. All right. I'll be praying for you. Love you guys. Thanks for listening.